We will now proceed with the nomination and election of the 2026 national officers. I will now reopen the nomination for the office of Commander-in-Chief. Are there any additional nominations for Commander-in-Chief? Are there any other nominations for Commander-in-Chief? Hearing none, I declare the nominations for Commander-in-Chief closed. Seeing no further nominations, I declare Carol Whitmore elected Commander-in-Chief of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States for 25-26. Comrades, I present to you the Commander-in-Chief-elect of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States, Carol Whitmore. Sergeant at Arms will now escort the Commander-in-Chief-elect to the podium for the presentation of the Commander-in-Chief cap, pin, and badge.
I couldn't make it here without you.
Oh, sure.
Please sit down, please. I am so humbled and grateful for this opportunity. I know not everybody gets to do this, and I'm going to take advantage of this in the best way possible to make sure that I take care of all of you in this room and out of this room. Those are the ones that don't have that voice, that don't know how to do this and how to take care of themselves. That is our responsibility. That's my duty, that's my obligation now to make sure that everyone is taken care of the way that we deserve and the way we should be taken care of. So it is my complete honor to stand before you as your newly elected Commander-in-Chief. Where are my warriors at? All of my commanders, please stand up. Thank you all. Thank you all for being on this journey with me. It is truly humbling to stand here before you, and you have your faith and confidence in me, and I will not take advantage of that. I will make sure that I do the best job I can for you. Thank you all very much.
Are there any other nominations for Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief? Hearing none, I declare the nominations for Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief closed. Seeing no further nominations, I declare Timothy Peters and Corey Geisler I now declare Timothy Peters, Corey, I'll be okay.
I'm going to turn it over to the Adjutant General to explain how they will give their speeches. We'll turn it over to the Adjutant General.
Yeah. I'm now going to turn it over to the Adjutant General so he can get this right. Comrade Adjutant General, would you come explain how this is going to happen?
Comrade Commander-in-Chief, comrades, as we have a contested election at this time, it is only fair that you, the candidates here from both, or you, the audience, you, the delegates, hear from both candidates. Commander-in-Chief, I would ask that each candidate be allowed 5 minutes to speak to the delegation. Your choice on who goes first.
Here we go. Tim Peters, would you please speak first?
Thank you, Chief.
You're welcome, sir.
Morning, comrades. It is with profound gratitude and humility I stand before you today, nominated as your Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief. I am deeply honored by the trust you placed in me. This is not a position I can take lightly. I follow in the footsteps of many distinguished leaders who have served with courage, wisdom, and an unwavering commitment to our organization. I am proud to walk the same path, one forged by sacrifice, strengthened by unity, and guided by service. As we now look forward to supporting the mission and vision of our next Commander-in-Chief, I have no doubt we will continue to grow, evolve, and keep our organization relevant. Our posts are strong because our people are strong. We stand on solid ground because we stand together. And we support our women veterans. So today, I call on each and every one of you at every level, post, district, department, and national, to bring your energy, your creativity, and your passion to our shared goals. Let's think big, act boldly, and lead with integrity. We are stronger when we act together, shoulder to shoulder, committed to a singular purpose. Now, this moment, this honor, is about more than one person. It's about all of us. It's about what we can accomplish when we serve together, lead together, and hold true to the values that define the veterans of foreign wars. I am grateful beyond words for this opportunity to serve. Let us move forward with courage, compassion, and clarity. Let us serve, lead, and shape a future that honors our past and elevates our purpose. I am fully committed to this organization, serving as your Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief. My team of department Senior Vice Commanders are excited and ready to follow and support Carol Whitmore and her team as we forge another successful VFW year. I have dedicated the last 25 years of my life to this organization, serving with stainless integrity, honor, and distinction, following the leaders that are elected above me, leading for those elected below me, with an unwavering commitment to our leaders and to our members. I have earned the right to stand before you today, from saving a department from bankruptcy to developing a plan that continues a membership plan that continues to bring a department in the top 5 every single year. Now, we talk about honoring the contract. We've been talking about it all year. The contract our organization has for the last 65 years, a contract that allows our conferences to put forward leaders that they know better than anyone else will be exceptional leaders. If honor the contract is more than just words on a button, then let's honor the contract and put our organization back on track to have a more united and successful future. I ask for your support in electing me your next Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief. Thank you.
Now I invite to the podium Comrade Corey Geisler.
Good morning, everyone. Commander Lipphardt, line officers, past commander-in-chiefs, and members of this great organization. The decision to run for National Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief was not something I took lightly. This was the decision that I thought about very hard. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm a runner. In fact, a lot of people probably saw me out running this morning. On these long runs, I have a lot of time to think about issues that involve work, family, or the VFW. It was on my long run last Thursday morning that I really came to a conclusion that enough is enough. I spoke with my wife and daughter, explained what was going on, and they both agreed. Now, this organization, it was founded on the idea of helping veterans secure benefits they earned and to receive medical care. It has since evolved into ensuring that we are advocating for rights and benefits for not only our veterans, but our active duty military and their families, that we are committed to sponsoring patriotism within our communities and youth. Unfortunately, our organization has also developed into an insiders organization over the years. Closed doors meetings, deals taking place, securing appointments, chair positions. This needs to change. Comrades, in the business world, I teach franchise owners and their commercial sales teams on how to grow their business-to-business sales. The main focus of what I teach is that businesses buy from who they know and who they trust. The same principles apply to our organization. Our main donors, they're only going to continue to donate if they trust the people they are working with. Our current members are only going to stay active within the organization if they trust that the leadership is working for them and not themselves. Without that trust, our members, they're going to become more disenfranchised, and they will lose that trust in our organization. Our younger generation of veterans, they're not going to want to join an organization or become involved if they don't trust that the leadership is only working for themselves and not the organization. We're all in the military. We know that morale is key to any unit. And the one thing I can tell you is that with social media platforms, these younger veterans and even our current veterans, they communicate very quickly. And developing a bad reputation will spread very quickly. Comrades, the time for political maneuvering and behind closed doors meetings has to come to an end. We need to be transparent on everything that we do, not just the good things, This is why I am standing here today. I am tired of it. Our members are tired of it. We all talk about making change, but the time for talking is done. If we want to make change, then we need to turn talk into actual change. I want to be part of getting our organization back on track, and I hope that you will support me and joining me in doing the same. God bless our veterans, United States of America, and the veterans of foreign wars. Thank you.
I ask the tellers to come forth and get ready to tally the votes. We are about to proceed with a historic event. I'm going to is there anybody that needs a couple of minutes to caucus? I think we're ready to go.
We're going to caucus. We are not going to do a voice vote. That's against the rules. We have to do a roll call vote due to the type of motion it is. So caucus, and then we'll do a roll call vote. No voice vote.
We are going to caucus. Yeah. And so, can I limit it to
5 minutes.
Okay. All right. 5 minutes to caucus begins now.
Comrades, several reminders. You must be present and on the floor to vote. We will start with any unaffiliated post from the country or the territory of Puerto Rico, if they will make their way up, followed by department commanders in alphabetical order from A to Z. As delegates, you must stay in the convention hall until the election is completed in case there are any challenges. So don't vote and leave. At this time, hang on. Is there anything else I need to know?
You're doing a fine job.
I'm doing a fine job. At this time, are there any unaffiliated posts from the territory of Puerto Rico wishing to cast a vote? Are there any unaffiliated posts wishing to cast a vote? Are there any unaffiliated posts wishing to cast a vote? There being none, we will proceed with the department voting. The Department of Alabama. I show you have 126 votes. How many are present?
We have a voting strength of 104.
104. Comrades, the first vote will be for Comrade Peters and then Comrade Geisler. So I will call those names out. How many votes for Comrade Peters?
0.
0. How many for Comrade Geisler?
104.
104. Department of Alaska. You have 136 votes. How many are on the floor?
128.
128. How many vote for Comrade Peters?
128.
128. And 0 for Geisler.
0 for Geisler.
Thank you. Department of Arizona, you have 306 votes. How many are on the floor?
Comrade Adjutant, we have 252 delegates on the floor. I have 247 votes for Peters, 5 votes for Corey.
252 on the floor, 247 for Peters, and 5 for Comrade Geisler.
Correct, sir.
Thank you. Department of Arkansas, 178 votes. How many are present?
143 present,
143 present.
26 Peters, 117 Geisler.
26 for Peters and 117 for Geisler.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Department of California, I show 317. How many are on the floor?
276, comrade.
276. And how do they vote?
263 votes for Tim, 13 for Corey.
263 for Comrade Peters and 14 for Comrade Geisler. Thank you. Department of Colorado, I show 133 votes. How many are on the floor?
117.
117. And how do they vote?
117 for Tim Peters.
117 for Peters and 0 for Geisler. Department of Connecticut, I show 71 votes. How many are on the floor?
We got 67. That is 6-7 on the floor.
67 on the floor. I love the knife hand, brother.
Sorry, I have a teacher.
How do they vote?
We got 67 for Tim Peters.
67 for Peters and 0 for Corey.
Thank you.
Department of Delaware shows 103. How many are on the floor?
98.
98. And how do they vote?
All for Tim Peters.
98 for Tim Peters, 0 for Geisler.
Correct.
Department of Europe, I show 383. How many are on the floor?
Comrade Adjutant, Department of Europe has 383 on the floor.
383 on the floor, and how do they vote?
383 vote for Peters.
383 for Peters, and 0 for Geisler.
Yes.
Thank you. Department of Florida, 384 votes. How many are on the floor?
296.
296. And how do they vote?
0 for Peters, 296.
0 for Comrade Peters, 296 for Geisler.
0 for Peters, 296 for Corey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Department of Georgia, 248 votes. How many are on the floor?
238, comrade.
238. How do they vote?
9 for Tim Peters, 229 Corey Geisler.
9 for Comrade Peters, 229 for Comrade Geisler. Thank you. Department of Hawaii, 68 votes. How many are on the floor?
68, comrade.
68. And how do they vote?
2-1 for Peters.
21 for Peters.
4-7 for Geisler.
And 47 for Geisler. Thank you. Department of Idaho, I show 70 votes. How many do you have on the floor?
70 votes on the floor.
70. And how do they vote?
All 70 for Tim Peters.
All 70 for Tim Peters, 0 for Geisler.
Roger.
Department of Illinois, I show 260 votes. How do they vote?
We have 231 on the floor. I have 46 for Comrade Peters. I have 185 for Comrade Geisler.
All right, you have 231 on the floor, 46 for Peters, 185 for Comrade Geisler.
Correct.
Thank you. Department of Indiana, I show 294 votes. How many are on the floor?
We have 271, comrade.
271, and how do they vote?
We have 17 for Comrade Peters, 254 for Comrade Geisler.
17 for Comrade Peters and 254 for Comrade Geisler. Department of Iowa, I show 34 votes. How many are on the floor?
We have 34 votes on the floor.
34 on the floor, and how do they vote?
We have 0 for Comrade Peters and 34 for Comrade Geisler.
0 for Comrade Peters and 34 for Comrade Geisler. Thank you. Department of Kansas, I show 186 votes. How many are on the floor?
We have 145.
145. And how do they vote?
17 for Comrade Peters, 128 for Comrade Geisler.
17 for Comrade Peters, 128 for Comrade Geisler.
Yes.
Thank you. I almost feel like I need to make a mistake so y'all will yell at me.
Well, wait till I leave.
Department of Kentucky, 211 votes. How many are on the floor?
274. Or
174.
174. See,
174.
I did it for you. And you're welcome.
How do they vote?
We have 5 for Comrade Peters and 169 for Comrade Geisler.
All right, state that again.
5 for Comrade Peters.
Okay.
169 for Comrade Geisler.
I have 5 for Comrade Peters, 169 for Comrade Geisler.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Department of Louisiana, I show 132 votes. How many are on the floor?
129.
129. How do they vote?
0 for Comrade Peters and 129 for Comrade Geisler.
0 for Comrade Peters and 129 for Comrade Geisler. Thank you. Department of Maine, I show 74 votes. How many are on the floor?
47.
47. And how do they vote?
All for Peters.
47 for Comrade Peters, 0 for Comrade Geisler. Department of Maryland, I show 261 votes. How many are on the floor?
Comrade, we got 251 on the floor.
251, and how did they vote?
They voted 218 for Peters and 33 for Corey.
218 for Comrade Peters and 33 for Comrade Geisler. Department of Massachusetts, I show 93 votes. How many are on the floor?
88 on the floor, sir.
88, and how do they vote?
Votes are 10 for Comrade Peters, 78 for Comrade Geisler.
10 for Comrade Peters, 78 for Comrade Geisler. Thank you. Department of Michigan, I show 238 votes. How many are on the floor?
192.
192. How do they vote?
22 for Tim, 170 for Corey.
22 for Comrade Peters and 170 for Comrade Geisler. Thank you. Department of Minnesota, I show 218. How many are on the floor?
190.
190. How do they vote?
0 for Comrade Peters, 190 for Geisler.
190 votes on the floor, 0 for Comrade Peters, 190 for Comrade Geisler. Thank you. Department of Mississippi, I show 74 votes. How many are on the floor?
61.
61. How do they vote?
47 for Comrade Peters, 14 for Geisler.
47 for Comrade Peters and 14 for Comrade Geisler.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Department of Missouri, I show 196. Hi, Marc Quincy.
Hi, how are you?
196 votes. How many are on the floor?
136.
136. How do they vote?
28 for Comrade Peters, 108 for Comrade Geisler.
28 for Comrade Peters, 108 for Comrade Geisler.
Exactly.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Quincy. Don't be jealous. Department of Montana, I showed 97 votes. How many are on the floor?
97.
How do they vote?
All for Peters.
97 for Comrade Peters, 0 for Geisler. Department of Nebraska, I show 172 votes. How many are on the floor?
I don't know. 154.
154. How do they vote?
40 for Peters, 114 for Geisler.
40 for Peters and 114 for Geisler?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Department of Nevada, I show 133 votes. How many are on the floor?
110.
110, and how do they vote?
64 for Peters, 46 for Corey.
64 for Peters and 46 for Comrade Geisler. Thank you very much. Department of New Hampshire, I show 51 votes. How many do you have on the floor?
45.
45. How do they vote?
13 for Peters, 32 for Geisler.
13 for Peters, 32 for Comrade Geisler.
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Department of New Jersey, I show 187 votes. How many are on the floor?
179.
179. And how do they vote?
All for Tim Peters.
179 for Comrade Peters, 0 for Geisler. Department of New Mexico, I show 116. How many are on the floor?
95.
95. And how do they vote?
93 for Tim, 2 for Corey.
93 for Comrade Peters and 2 for Comrade Geisler. Thank you. Department of New York, I show 156 votes. How many are on the floor?
116.
116. How do they vote?
114 for Peters. 2 for Geisler.
114 for Peters and 2 for Comrade Geisler?
Yes.
Thank you. Department of North Carolina, 208 votes. How many are on the floor?
184.
184. How do they vote?
2 Peters, 182 for Geisler.
2 for Peters and 182 for Geisler. Thank you. Department of North Carolina, I show 87 votes. How many are on the floor?
North Dakota.
You know what? My dyslexia kicked in. Department of North Dakota. You have 87 votes on the floor. Or you have 87 votes. How many are on the floor?
We have 59.
59. How do they vote?
All 59 for Peters.
59 for Comrade Peters and 0 for Geisler. Department of Ohio, I show 498. How many are on the floor?
283.
283. And how do they vote?
36 for Tim, 247 for Corey.
36 for Comrade Peters, 247 for Comrade Geisler.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Department of Oklahoma, you have 134 votes. How many are on the floor?
124.
124. And how do they vote?
All 124 for Corey.
124 for Comrade Geisler and 0 for Comrade Peters. Department of Oregon, you have 79 votes. How do they vote? How many do you have on the floor?
79 on the floor.
79 on the floor. And how do they vote?
70 for Corey, 9 for Tim.
9 for Comrade Peters and 70 for Comrade Geisler.
7, yeah.
Thank you. Pacific areas, I show 230. How many are on the floor?
226 on the floor.
226. And how do they vote?
226 for Tim Peters.
226 for Tim Peters and 0 for Geisler. Department of Pennsylvania, I show 331 votes. How many are on the floor?
257.
257. How do they vote?
All for Tim Peters.
257 for Comrade Peters, 0 for Geisler. Department of Rhode Island, I show 22 votes. How many are on the floor?
Adjutant General, we have 14 on the floor, sir.
14?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. How do they vote?
10 for Comrade Peters, 0 for Geisler, and 4 abstain, sir.
10 for Comrade Peters, 0 for Geisler, and 4 abstain. Department of South Carolina, I show 194 votes. How many are on the floor?
183.
183. And how do they vote?
All 183 for Corey.
183 for Comrade Geisler, 0 for Comrade Peters. South Dakota, I show 78 votes. How many are on the floor?
78.
78. How do they vote?
70 for Corey and 8 for Tim.
70 for Comrade Geisler and 8 for Comrade Peters. Thank you.
Good morning.
Department of Tennessee, you have 147 votes. How many are on the floor?
116, 116.
116. And how do they vote?
The volunteers vote Tim, 16, Corey, 100.
16 for Comrade Peters and 100 for Comrade Geisler. Thank you. Department of Texas, I show 457 votes. How many are on the floor?
363.
363. And how do they vote?
95 for Comrade Peters.
95 for Comrade Peters.
268 for Comrade Geisler.
268 for Comrade Geisler. Thank you. Department of Utah, 57 votes. How many are on the floor?
55.
55. And how do they vote?
52 for Tim and 3 for Corey.
52 for Comrade Peters, 3 for Comrade Geisler. Thank you. Department of Vermont, I show 61 votes. How many are on the floor?
49.
49. And how do they vote?
We have 39 for Tim Peters and 10 for Corey.
39 for Comrade Peters, 10 for Comrade Geisler. Department of Virginia, 534 votes. How many are on the floor?
512.
512.
All 512 for Corey.
All 512 for Corey and 0 for Comrade Peters. Department of Washington, I show 249. How many are on the floor?
227.
227. And how do they vote?
122 Tim, 114 Corey.
122 for Comrade Peters, 114 for Comrade Geisler. Thank you. Department of West Virginia.
169.
Oh, hold on. Somebody's yelling at me.
Drew James apparently doesn't know how to do math. I think it's the infantryman in him because the numbers don't add up.
Hey, Drew.
Stop talking, Drew.
122 and 114 is more than 227.
Did you count my commander vote?
Oh, yeah, you're way off.
Yeah, I did.
122 and 113. Well, 114. Should be 228.
What do you come?
Go forward and he can come back.
All right, we're going to skip Washington. We're going to let them figure out their count. Department of West Virginia. Hi, Karina. How are you doing?
How are you?
It's hard to be me, but I'm rocking it. So.
And he's rocking.
I show 183 votes. How many are on the floor?
169.
169. How do they vote?
8 for Comrade Peters, 161 for Comrade Geisler.
8 for Comrade Peters, 161 for Comrade Geisler. Thank you. The Department of Wisconsin, I show 170 votes. How many are on the floor?
I have 157 on the floor.
157. And how do they vote?
0 votes Peters, 152 Geisler, 5 abstain.
0 for Comrade Peters, 152 for Comrade Geisler, and 5 abstain. Thank you.
Sir, you do rock it.
Thank you very much. I'll come hug you later. Department of Wyoming. I show 30 votes. How many are on the floor?
All 30 votes.
All 30 votes are here, and how do they vote?
12 for Peters, 18 for Geisler.
12 for Comrade Peters and 18 for Comrade Geisler. Thank you. Let's go back to the Department of Washington. How many? You have 249. How many are on the floor?
227.
227.
I just want to point out my senior and junior vice can't count.
You see that? That's that part of preserving and strengthening comradeship, right?
Absolutely.
How do they vote?
114 Peters, 113 Corey.
All right, 114 for Peters and 113 for Geisler. Thank you very much. All right, I think we're going to National Council members next. Let me get over here to them. All right. Council member from Alabama is a delegate. Council member from Alaska, Dan Garcia, how do you vote?
1 for Peters.
1 for Peters. Council member from Arizona, Jeff Weiler, how do you vote?
1 for Peters.
1 for Peters. Council member from Arkansas, Don Barnes, how do you vote?
Corey.
1 for Corey. Council member from California, how do you vote?
Comrade Geisler.
1 for Comrade Geisler. Council member from Colorado, David Stone, how do you vote?
I vote Peters.
1 for Peters. Council member from Connecticut, David Green, how do you vote?
1 for Peters, sir.
1 for Peters. Council member from Delaware, registered as a delegate. Comrade, council member from Europe, Pete Massetti, how do you vote? Comrade Peters. Thank you. Comrade, council member from Florida, Ken Core, how do you vote?
Geisler.
1 for Geisler. Jeff Carroll is a registered delegate. Council member from Hawaii, Ron Shadell, how do you vote?
Corey.
1 for Corey. Council member from Idaho, Bobby Tettleton, how do you vote?
Comrade Peters.
Comrade Peters. Comrade, council member from Illinois, Matt Clausen, how do you vote?
Corey.
1 for Corey. Johnny Capps from Indiana is a delegate. Robert Quinn from Iowa is a delegate. Patrick Briggs from Kansas is a delegate. Council member from Kentucky, Robert Doherty, how do you vote?
1 vote Corey.
1 vote Corey. Council member from Louisiana is a delegate. Council member from Maine, Steve San Pedro, how do you vote?
Peters.
Peters. Council member from Maryland, Denise Perry, how do you vote? Council member from Maryland, Denise Perry. Council member from Maryland, Denise Perry, not present. Council member from Massachusetts, Eric Segundo is a delegate. Council member from Michigan, Kevin Conklin, how do you vote?
Corey.
1 for Corey. Council member from Minnesota is a delegate. Council member from Mississippi, Steve Organ, how do you vote?
Peters.
1 for Peters. Council member from Missouri, Eric Sullivan, how do you vote?
Geisler.
1 for Geisler. Council member from Montana is a delegate. Council member from Nebraska, Joe Smith, how do you vote?
Corey.
1 for Corey. Council member from Nevada, Dave Souza, how do you vote?
Tim Peters.
1 for Peters. Council member from New Hampshire, Leon Rideout, how do you vote?
Tim Peters.
Tim Peters. Council member from New Jersey, Letty Austin, how do you vote?
Tim Peters.
Tim Peters. Council member from New Mexico, Victoria Haddix, how do you vote?
Comrade Peters.
Comrade Peters. Council member from New York, Gene Retigliano, how do you vote? Delegate. Council member from North Carolina, Victor Letourneau, how do you vote?
Corey.
Corey. Council member from North Dakota, William Tuff, how do you vote?
Peters.
Peters. Council member from Ohio, Chris Haynes, how do you vote?
Geisler.
Geisler. Council member from Oklahoma, Kurt Watts, how do you vote?
Corey.
1 for Corey. Council member from Oregon is a delegate. Council member from the Pacific area is Ken Stein, how do you vote?
Tim Peters.
1 for Tim. Council member from Pennsylvania, Glenn Umberger, how do you vote?
Tim Peters.
Tim Peters. Council member from Rhode Island, Eric Ducat, how do you vote?
Make your council your voice. Tim Peters.
Tim Peters. Council member from South Carolina, Ted Tufts, how do you vote?
Geisler.
Geisler. Council member from South Dakota, Barb McKean, how do you vote?
Corey Geisler.
Corey Geisler. Council member from Tennessee, Brian Walker, how do you vote?
I'm here today, sir. Abstain.
Abstain. Council member from Texas, not here. Council member from Utah, Heath Silcox, how do you vote?
Tim Peters.
Tim Peters. Council member from Vermont, Charles Magnet, how do you vote?
Corey.
Corey. Council member from Virginia, how do you vote?
Corey Geisler.
Corey Geisler. Council member from Washington, Paul Herrera, how do you vote?
Peters.
Peters. Council member from West Virginia is a delegate. Council member from Wisconsin, Corey Geisler, how do you vote? Abstain? Council member from Wyoming is a delegate. Past commanders and chiefs. Past Commander-in-Chief Tim Borland, how do you vote?
Tim Peters.
Tim Peters. Past Commander-in-Chief Brian Duffy, how do you vote? Delegate, okay. Past Commander-in-Chief Keith Harmon, how do you vote?
Geisler.
One for Geisler. Past Commander-in-Chief John Moon, how do you vote? Chief Moon, where are you at? Raise your hand. I can read lips. All right, he's voting for Geisler. Got it. Past Commander-in-Chief Hal Roach, how is your vote? I'm sorry? He's absent. Past Commander-in-Chief Sarmiento, what is your vote?
Peters.
Peters. Past Commander-in-Chief Spera, what is your vote? Past Commander-in-Chief Spera, what is your vote? Past Commander-in-Chief Spera, not here. Past Commander-in-Chief Robert Wallace, what is your vote?
Corey.
Corey. National Commander-in-Chief Al Lipphardt, what is your vote? Geisler. National Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief Carol Whitmore, what is your vote? Geisler. National Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief Tim Peters. Adjutant General Dan West, Corey. Quartermaster General Marc Garduno. Abstain. National Judge Advocate General Josh Schreck, what is your vote? Abstain. National Surgeon General James Turilla. Delegate. National Chaplain, you're a delegate. National Chief of Staff Jeff Carroll, what is your vote? Geisler. National Inspector General Greg Stafford, what is your vote? Geisler. Comrades, please maintain a decent.
We did this yesterday too. Yes. I thought we updated it, but he is the national chaplain. He had registered as.
How many of us want to believe the national chaplain would tell a fib? How is your vote? Peters. All right, I got it here. Comrades, please maintain a at least low college level frat dorm roar as the tally committee does their business here.
Comrades, would you please take your seats? Thank you. I'll now call on the Judge Advocate to give the results of the election.
Comrades of the 126th Convention, in the voting by delegate strength, roll call vote. For the Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief, the results are as follows. Comrade Peters, 3,448 delegate votes. Comrade Geisler, 4,710 delegate votes. With that, Commander-in-Chief, I would suggest we duly declare Corey Geisler elected to Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief.
I now declare Corey Geisler the duly elected Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief.
Corey, you have a remark.
Wow. Comrades, thank you. Thank you for the confidence. I do know that there will be some mending that has to take place, some healing that's going to have to take place. But we are an organization that consistently comes together. That is what we do, because the mission has not changed and will not change for the VFW. No one does more for veterans. That is our primary mission, and that will never change. So, comrades, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I will work hard, really hard, to earn your trust and your confidence throughout this year. Thank you, comrades.
We're gonna cap him with his own cap.
Okay. We will now proceed with the election of Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief. Are there any other nominations for Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief? Any other nominations for Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief? Hearing and seeing none, I now declare Comrade Glenn Umberger, not that that's funny, just funny I can't do this. I now declare Glenn Umberger elected Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States for the 25-26 year.
Wouldn't you make the comment that all committees are released?
Okay.
Okay. You do that right now if you want.
As we've got a little pause here, I just want to declare all the committees that were assigned for this national convention have been released. Thank you very much for all your hard work.
Comrades, thank you. It's difficult to put into words how honored I am to be elected as your new Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief. To Chief Whitmore, I am excited to take these next steps with you and look forward to working together as we accomplish the goals of our organization. I pledge all of my energy to continue advancing on our priorities and ensuring the accomplishments achieved by so many are not forgotten. To the great members of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, I look forward to continuing to not only work with you, but for you. As Henry Ford once said, coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success. To my home post, Post 7155, my District 16, and the entire Department of Pennsylvania, let me hear you, Pennsylvania. Thank you for the encouragement and support during this journey. To the Great Eastern Conference, thank you for your enthusiastic support and camaraderie. I would not be here today if it were not for your support. To the past commanders and chiefs from the Eastern Conference, thank you for sharing your experiences, your words of wisdom with me. So please, don't go changing your cell phone number because I'll probably be reaching out to you in the near future. And then there's another person I must recognize today. He is not physically here, but those who have served with him, he is present in your heart. Past Commander-in-Chief John Bajetsky. John was one of my mentors, and he provided me with the inspiration that I could make this journey. John, I know I probably drove you crazy, but I was listening. I want to thank Betty Jean Bajetsky for being here today and presenting my new cap and badge. I'll end with this quote from Eleanor Roosevelt. With the new day comes new strength and new thoughts. Take back to your posts, districts, and departments what you've learned during this convention. Keep working on the opportunities before you. Success and achievement will come. Thank you.
Comrades, we will now have our traditional parades. Could I have the brand new Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief down on the floor with their delegation from Iowa, and followed by the Big Ten Conference for our traditional parade around the hall. See, I told you I'd make a mistake. I'm glad you're paying attention to our brand new Commander-in-Chief, the first female veteran elected in 126 years. Department of Iowa, if your delegation would please join her, followed by Big Ten and then everybody else. And we'll march around and yell and scream to some patriotic music. Maestro, strike up the music.
Yeah, she does. Okay. I have Brad here. I made it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Rachel!
Sorry, we had to get going, so my apologies. That wasn't your chair, was it?
No, and that's what he thought. That's what we went through. Because we thought I was going to use the walker to go around.
Yeah, I know.
What are you doing?
I'm doing fine, brother. I know you're so proud of her.
Oh, yeah.
All right. You ready? Do the senior vice now.
Okay, all right. Very good. Take me over.
Comrades, at this time, the Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief of the Veterans of Foreign Wars and his delegation from Wisconsin, Comrade Corey Geisler. Strike up the music, maestro. All right, comrades. Let's start that parade for our newly elected Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief from the great state of Pennsylvania in the Eastern Conference, Glenn Umberger.
Keep scooting along.
Oh, yeah. He showed you the way. I'm going to make my own.
Comrades, at this time, if you would please find your seats, we still have to elect a master of coin, a sugar daddy of all sugar daddies. When you get back home, make sure you go to vfwstore.org, buy all those items that you weren't able to purchase here because you were busy voting. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to bring back to the podium Commander-in-Chief Al Lipphardt.
Thank you, Comrade Adjutant General. I will now reopen the nomination for the office of Quartermaster General. Are there any additional nominations for Quartermaster General? Are there any other nominations for Quartermaster General? Hearing none. I now declare the nominations for Quartermaster General closed. Seeing no further nominations, I declare Marc Garduno elected Quartermaster General of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States for the 25-26 year. Comrades, you have elected Marc Garduno as Quartermaster General, Sergeant at Arms. Now escort the Quartermaster General to the podium for the presentation of the Quartermaster General cap, pin, and badge.
I'll tell you, it warms my heart to hear the Army song played so much. Thank you to all of you. Thank you, Commander-in-Chief. I must start by saying thank you to VFW Post 3238, Camden, Delaware, the VFW Delaware, for their support and mentorship over the years. Thanks to the organization for placing your trust and confidence in me to serve you for another year. Thanks to my life partner, Hunju, for putting up with me all the time. But very importantly, I thank my staff and the employees of the Kansas City and DC office for their dedication to this organization daily. I see many familiar faces out in the audience, some whom I've known for many years, some from my travels, many from the other organization that I love so much, the Military Order of the Cootie. The work they do is the Lord's work. Please see someone to become a Cootie today. For the great work this organization does, I would not be embarrassed if I could say this organization saved my life, as many others have the ability to claim. Instead, I'll tell you the VFW is my life. Every day I wake, every breath I take are all dedicated toward the work of this organization. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Quartermaster General. I'll now reopen the nomination for the office of Chaplain. Are there any additional nominations for Chaplain? Are there any other nominations for Chaplain? Hearing none, I declare the nominations for Chaplain closed. Seeing no further nominations, I declare Timothy Darren Atkins elected Chaplain of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States for the 2025-2026 year. Comrades, you have elected Timothy Darren Atkins as Chaplain, Sergeant at Arms. You'll now escort the Chaplain to the podium for the presentation of the Chaplain cap, pin, and badge.
Wow. Well, at the advice of my state commander, I'll keep this short. To my amazing VFW family, I would like to start off by saying thank you to our almighty creator for blessing every single one of us for what we do every day. My wife, Tina, my family for their unwavering support and love. I also want to thank the Southern Conference, the great Department of Kentucky, and my home post of 5829. Two other very special people I'd like to just thank quickly is my past commander, Bruce Ashley, who gave me advice years ago, you get out of it what you put into it. And Nathan Sesko, past commander of Kentucky, who not only told me how to put words into action, but showed me exactly how to do it. I'm truly honored and grateful to serve you as your national chaplain, and it is my sincere pledge to you that I will continue the hard work of my predecessors to ensure that chaplains at every level of our organization have proper training and access to the tools they need, because there is more to being a chaplain than saying 3 prayers at a meeting and leaving. I want to thank you all again for your confident support. God bless and Godspeed to you all.
I will now reopen the nomination for the office of Judge Advocate General. Are there any additional nominations for Judge Advocate General? Any additional nominations for Judge Advocate General? Hearing none, I declare the nominations for Judge Advocate General closed. Seeing no further nominations, I declare Ron Rusakiewicz elected Judge Advocate General of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States for the 25-26 years. Comrades, you've elected Ron Rusakiewicz as Judge Advocate General, Sergeant at Arms. You will now escort the Judge Advocate General to the podium for the presentation of the Judge Advocate General cap, pin, and badge. Judge, please.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for this absolutely unprecedented honor that you've bestowed upon me to serve as your Judge Advocate General for this year, as mentioned before, an extremely important year and a historic year. I want to thank my Post 9460, my District 1, Department of Connecticut, and the Eastern Conference for their faith and confidence in me, in their support for me. I also want to thank my wife for putting up with me for over 55 years of going to district meetings, post meetings, conventions, like many of you have done here. Thank you again for what you've done for me. I don't plan to let you down. And I'm going to do everything in my power, as I'm sure everybody else on this team is going to do, to make Carol Whitmore, our Commander-in-Chief's year, the best the VFW has ever seen. Thank you very much.
I will now reopen the nomination for the office of Surgeon General. Are there any additional nominations for Surgeon General? Any other nominations for Surgeon General? Hearing none, I declare the nominations for Surgeon General closed. Seeing no further nominations, I declare Douglas Welch elected Surgeon General of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States for the 25-26 year. Comrades, you have elected Douglas Welch as Surgeon General, Sergeant at Arms. You will now escort the Surgeon General to the podium for the presentation of the Surgeon General cap, pin, and badge. Comrade Surgeon General.
Thank you. When I was working at the U.S. Atlantic Fleet Surgeon's Office, my boss was Admiral Bonnie Potter, who used to always tell us when we were briefing that we should show up on time, be brief, and be gone. With that, I'd like to thank the Department of Idaho and the Western region for their support in doing this job. I'd like to thank all of you for the opportunity to serve as a Surgeon General for the next year and to continue my support for veterans and hopefully add a little to the mission all of us do every day. I'm looking forward to serving our new commander, and hopefully this will be a really great year. Thank you very much.
We will now have the collective ceremonial parade for the Quartermaster General, Chaplain, Judge Advocate General, Surgeon General. You will now be escorted by the Sergeant at Arms, please. And I will call on the Adjutant General momentarily.
Comrades, if one of the national officers is from your department, I am sure they would extend an invitation for you to come march with them. This is that part where we get you the exercise, so I don't know why everybody's sitting down. Comrade Maestro, please strike up the music for the presentation of the Quartermaster General, the Surgeon General, the Judge Advocate General, and the Chaplain. Not yet. Don't need to do that. Go tell him right now. Just call me up here for announcements.
I'd now like to call to the podium the Adjutant General to announce the newly elected National Council Administration members.
All newly elected council members, please rise. The newly elected Commander-in-Chief, Carol Whitmore, will now present caps and badges to the newly elected council members. They are Stanley Borashevitz from Connecticut, John Mitchell from the first state of Delaware, Pete Massetti from the conquered countries of Europe that we released back to them, Anthony Kimball from the Department of Maine, Michael Eason from the Department of Maryland. Sorry, Michael, I got out of line. Keith Jackson from the Department of Massachusetts. Leon Rideout from the Department of New Hampshire. Letty Austin from the Department of New Jersey. Jane Ratigliano from the Department of New York. Nathaniel Smith from the Department of Pennsylvania. Scott Gold from the Department of Rhode Island. I got you, Eric. And Charles Magnat from the Department of Vermont. Council members, you may take your seats as the Commander-in-Chief returns to the podium. Al?
Thank you. Let me please call on Commander-in-Chief-elect Carol Whitmore for her announcement of appointed officers for the ensuing year.
My appointments for the term for which I am elected are, as Adjutant General, Dan West. Okay.
Saving you money, brother. Thank you.
My Chief of Staff, Kevin Jones from Missouri. Inspector General, Christopher Hayes of Ohio. And last but not least, my Sergeant of Arms will be Brian Willette of Massachusetts.
He's new. He's new. I'd like to call on the Adjutant General.
You know, Al, do you have any final remarks here? I know that's dangerous.
I would like to just say a couple things. And first off, it's thank you for taking the vision that I had 3 years ago of commitment, which you did as I was the Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief, and then credibility, which you did as I was Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief, and for embracing this year's focus, which was on courage. The courage that you've demonstrated here this week, should speak volumes about who we are and the direction of this organization to be the very best that it can be. Difficult decisions are required of us. We don't go into them lightly. But again, we are a membership organization whose members drive the direction. The officers that you've just elected heard the direction that you want to go. And I respect that. I want to thank you for having the courage of your convictions to stand up. And so I leave office very satisfied that we have done everything we can to ensure that our organization will continue far into the future. We will continue to expand, to grow, and to take our rightful place in this nation, which were and are the protectors of our freedoms. So I leave extremely proud of each and every one of you. I thank you for the opportunity that you've given me I can think of no other organization that impacts our nation any more than you and I. We are, as veterans, the keepers of our future. So thank you very much. Again, I love each and every one of you. This was tough today. This was tough this weekend. This was not done out of any personal thing. This is about us, our organization, and our future. So thank you. I leave very proudly. And though I leave only the office, because now I join you. And I'm a member, but you may plan on me being at a microphone somewhere as we move forward. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Well done, brother. Well done. We're going to do Carol. Commander-in-Chief Lipphardt, we got one little final bit of business that we need to get finished before today's installation of officers. It should come as no surprise that this year's spent as National Commander is grueling and demanding. As Chief Lipphardt traveled around the world this past year, there was another face who was with him every step of the way, who stood unwavering and supportive by his side day after day, trip after trip that he paid for. Carol Lipphardt, our chief's better half for nearly 60 years, is the epitome of a military spouse. She's been Al's devoted companion through every chapter of their lives, the heartbeat of their home, whose love and support spanned through military life and beyond. It brings me great joy to present the Commander-in-Chief Gold Medal of Merit and Citation to our fearless leader's beautiful bride, Carol Lipphardt. Veterans of Foreign Wars, VFW Commander-in-Chief Gold Medal of Merit and Citation, awarded to Carol Lipphardt, and recognition of her unwavering support and dedication alongside her husband, Commander-in-Chief Alfred J. Al Lipphardt, during his tenure leading the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States. As his wife of over 58 years, her steadfast presence and encouragement has been instrumental to his leadership and service to our nation's veterans. Her commitment reflects the strength and resilience of military families, serving as a beacon of support and unity within the veteran community. Through her shared journey, she has exemplified the values of devotion, sacrifice, and patriotism that characterize the mission of the VFW, and it is this dedication and work advancing the cause of veterans and their families that has earned her the utmost appreciation and gratitude of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States. In witness whereof, we have hereunto set our hands and the official seal of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States, this 13th day of August, 2025, signed by Alfred J. Lipphardt, Commander-in-Chief, and Dan West, Adjutant General.
We will now proceed with the installation of officers. National Sergeant at Arms, you will escort the installing officer to a position on my right.
Comrade Commander-in-Chief, it's my honor to present past Commander-in-Chief Bill Thine, the duly appointed installing officer for the 126th National Convention, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I now turn the podium over to past Commander-in-Chief Bill Thine.
Thank you, Commander-in-Chief.
You're welcome, sir.
I will endeavor to make this as painless as possible. Commander-in-Chief, the term for which you and your subordinate officers were elected or appointed has now expired. It is my duty to ascertain the following. Have the officers of the ensuing year been duly elected?
They have.
Have the books of the Adjutant General and the Quartermaster General been examined and approved by the National Council of Administration?
They have.
Does the Adjutant General have proof on file of eligibility for all officers to be installed during this installation?
He does.
Are the funds in the hands of the Quartermaster General and ready to be turned over to his successor when duly installed?
They are.
Have you the charter in your possession?
I do.
You will now surrender the gavel to me. Comrade Commander-in-Chief Alfred J. Lipphardt, you have now been relieved of your duties as Commander-in-Chief of this organization. It is proper to remind you that in assuming the chair of past Commander-in-Chief, it will be your duty and privilege to counsel and otherwise assist your successor through the experiences that you have gained during your term of office. Sergeant at Arms, we will now present the officers-elect to the altar as the Assistant Adjutant General reads the list of officers to be installed.
Yes, sir. Comrade, installing officer, sir.
Commander-in-Chief Carol Whitmore. Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief Geisler. Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief Glenn Umberger. Adjutant General Dan West. Quartermaster General Marc Garduno. Chaplain Timothy Darren Atkins. Judge Advocate General Ronald Rusakiewicz. Surgeon General Douglas Welch. Chief of Staff Kevin Jones. Inspector General Christopher Haynes. Sergeant at Arms Brian Willette. Newly elected council members. Stanley Barwitzkowitz, Jr., Connecticut. John Mitchell, Delaware. Pete Massetti, Europe. Anthony Kimball, Maine. Michael Eason, Maryland. Keith Jackson, Massachusetts. Leon Rideout, New Hampshire. Luddy Austin, New Jersey. Gene Ritagliano, New York. Nathaniel Smith, Pennsylvania. Scott Gold, Rhode Island. Charles Magnet, Vermont.
Tell them to come down this way. Stan, go down a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. Sorry, council members, slide this way. Slide this way, please. Keep sliding. Keep sliding. Keep sliding. Keep sliding. Thank you. Stop. Okay, you guys are all going to place the hands on. There we go. Okay. Comrade installing officer. The officers elected veterans of foreign wars of the United States have been properly assembled for the purpose of installation, sir.
Very well, take your position.
Thank you, sir.
National officers elect veterans of foreign wars of the United States now administer to you your obligation. You will raise your right hand, you will touch the flag of our country with your left hand, and repeat after me. All rise. I do hereby solemnly promise that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my ability the duties of the office to which I have been elected or appointed according to the bylaws and ritual of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States. I solemnly promise at the close of the term to which I have been elected or appointed, or sooner if so ordered by proper authority, I will surrender immediately to only the duly authorized person or persons all records, monies, and other properties of this organization in my possession or under my control. All this I freely promise upon my honor as a loyal citizen of our great republic. So help me God. As you were, parade rest, Comrade Chaplain.
Almighty God, our guide and divine protector, give your blessings upon these our comrades who now become fellow officers. We beseech thee, O Lord, who art ever present among us, grant wisdom unto them, so that in their deliberations they continue to favor thee, our glorious country, and to better our organization. May thy strength sustain them. May thy power preserve them. May thy hand protect them in the faithful and fruitful performance of their duties. Amen.
National Sergeant at Arms, you will now escort the officers to their respective stations.
Sir, Comrade installing officer, sir. I'm going to take you first, back up, and the rest will follow.
You may be seated. I assume they're all in their position. I assume they're all in their position now.
Not quite.
Okay. good. National Officers of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States, you now occupy a position of honor to which your comrades have elected you. Learn well the responsibilities that's entrusted to you so you may intelligently discharge the duties you are about to undertake. The bylaws and ritual of our organization prescribe in detail the duties of your respective offices. By virtue of the confidence that's been placed in you through your election or appointment, we assume that you will acquaint yourselves thoroughly with your duties. You may be seated.